You've been there. You're in the middle of a heated discussion, maybe with your partner, your friend, or even a coworker. You're laying out your points. The tension is rising. You can feel your heart in your chest. And just when you expect a counter-argument, you get nothing. Just silence. They haven't left the room. They're still looking at you. Or maybe through you. They've just gone. They've shut down. It's like a light switch has been flicked. Suddenly, you're the only one in the conversation. You're left talking to yourself, your own words echoing in the space between you. It's like talking to a brick wall, but worse, because a brick wall doesn't have emotions. This is one of the most maddening, frustrating, and profoundly confusing things we experience in our relationships. It can make you feel invisible, unhinged, and desperate. Your brain is screaming for a response, for a reaction, for anything to close the loop. Why do people do this? Why do some people just go completely silent rather than argue? Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving deep into the psychology of the silent shutdown. It's a topic that's baffling and, let's be honest, deeply painful for so many of us. It's the move that can escalate a simple disagreement into a full-blown relationship crisis. Is it a power move? Is it a sign of weakness or fear? Is it a toxic trait or a sign the relationship is doomed? The answer is, it's all of those things, and none of them. It's complicated. The same action, silence, can be driven by four vastly different psychological reasons. And what's crucial is that these reasons can, and do, overlap. A person who learned silence as a child might be more prone to emotional flooding as an adult, for example. But by the end of this video, you'll understand those four main reasons. We'll go from the biological to the tactical, and, most importantly, you'll get a clear script on what to do about it, whether you're the one who goes silent or the one left in the echo chamber. Let's get into it. The first and most common reason for silence is not a conscious choice. It's not a tactic. It's a biological, physiological reflex. It's called emotional flooding. When a discussion becomes too intense, maybe from raised voices, a sudden accusation, certain trigger words like "you always" or "you never," the primitive part of our brain, the amygdala, can hijack our rational mind. It's the amygdala hijack, and it triggers the classic fight, flight, or freeze response. We all know about fight. That's yelling, arguing back, saying hurtful things. And we all know about flight. That's storming out of the room, slamming the door, but silence. Silence is the freeze response. When this happens, the person isn't trying to be difficult. They are literally in a state of sensory and emotional overload. Their body is flooded with cortisol and adrenaline. Their heart is pounding, their hearing might get muffled, they might get tunnel vision. Their brain has essentially hit the emergency brake. Their logical, rational mind, the prefrontal cortex, the part you need for a coherent discussion, for empathy, for problem solving, is offline. It has been completely bypassed. The brain's resources are being diverted to a perceived threat, and complex, nuanced conversation is not a priority for survival. They can't form a cogent thought, let alone a persuasive counterargument, so they just stop. To them, in that moment, silence feels like the only way to survive the overwhelming flood of emotion. It's a defense mechanism, plain and simple, like a turtle pulling into its shell. Our patterns in conflict are almost always learned in childhood. Our family of origin is our first training ground for relationships, and we carry those lessons with us, for better or for worse. Think about it. If you grew up in a house where arguments were explosive, scary, and maybe even dangerous, what did you learn? Maybe raised voices always led to broken doors, slammed phones, or days of cold shoulders. You learned that conflict is unsafe, that it's a prelude to chaos. As a child, you learned that the best way to survive an argument is to make yourself as small, as invisible, and as quiet as possible. Or maybe you grew up in a house where your feelings were constantly dismissed. You'd try to argue, try to express yourself. That's not fair. "You hurt my feelings." And you were told, "You're being dramatic. That's not what you feel." Or, "Go to your room until you can be pleasant." When that happens, you learn a devastating lesson. Your words are pointless, your feelings are an inconvenience. You learn that arguing back doesn't lead to resolution, it just leads to punishment, dismissal, or a lecture. Or a third, more subtle version. Maybe you grew up with a parent who was a master debater. You'd try to express your feelings and they would calmly and intellectually dismantle your every point until you felt stupid and small. You learned that your feelings aren't valid unless you can win a court case for them. So, as an adult, when conflict arises, that old programming kicks in. Be quiet, it's safer. My words don't matter anyway. I'm just going to lose this. This isn't a safe place to be seen. This one is less of a reflex and more of a conscious, resigned choice. This is the "what's the point" shutdown, and it's a very sad, very tired silence. This happens in relationships where the same argument has happened, and happened, and happened again. It's the argument about the dishes or money or the in-laws, but it's never really about those things. It's about feeling unheard, unappreciated, or disrespected. The person has tried to explain their side 100 times. They've used "I" statements. They've cried. They've yelled. They've written letters. And they feel like they are never, ever truly heard. The core issue is never acknowledged. For example, the argument about the dishes is, for them, really about, "I feel like an appliance, not a partner," or "I am exhausted and I feel completely alone in this." When they try to express that, and their partner just argues about the logistics of the dishwasher, they realize they are speaking two different languages. They've given up. They already know how the argument will go. They know the exact script. They know what you'll say. They know what their old responses were, and they know that in the end, nothing will change. The dynamic is set in stone, so they opt out. The silence you're hearing is the sound of their resignation. It's their way of saying, "I'm not wasting my energy on this loop again. I'm not performing in this play tonight. We're not going to solve this, so I'm not going to participate." This one is a very dangerous sign for a relationship because it signals that one person has already checked out. It's the sound of a door being quietly and perhaps permanently closed. Okay, so far we've covered a biological reflex, a learned defense, and a state of resignation. But sometimes silence is a weapon. This is a passive-aggressive move. It's not a loss of control, it's a bid for control. This isn't "I can't talk," like flooding. This is "I won't talk." By refusing to engage, the silent person is implicitly saying, "You don't get a response. You're not worthy of my engagement. I will decide when or if this conversation continues. Your feelings are irrelevant to me right now." It punishes the other person, making them feel invisible, irrelevant, and desperate. It forces them to either get more and more hysterical, which, by the way, proves to the stonewaller that they're the crazy one. It's a classic manipulation tactic, sometimes called reactive abuse. You poke and poke and poke someone with silence, knowing it will make them frantic. And when they finally explode, you calmly say, "See? You're hysterical. I can't talk to you when you're like this." The stonewaller holds all the cards. They become the judge, jury, and executioner of the conversation, all while maintaining a veneer of calm. In this dynamic, silence is a powerful and very damaging tool of manipulation and control. So, how do you fix this? It depends on which side of the silence you're on, and it requires both people to want to break the cycle. First, if you're the one who goes silent, you are not a lost cause. This is a pattern, and patterns can be broken. The key is self-awareness. You must learn to spot the very first signs of flooding: the tight chest, the hot face, the ringing in your ears, the urge to just disappear. When you feel that flood coming on, you cannot just shut down. That's the old pattern. The new pattern is to use a bridge phrase. Instead of just disappearing, you learn to say, "I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. I need to take a pause, and then we can come back to this. I promise we'll finish this conversation, but I need 20 minutes to clear my head." This is a game changer. You're not fleeing the argument. You're calling a responsible timeout. It reassures the other person that you're not abandoning them. And then, and this is critical, you must spend those 20 minutes actively self-soothing. Don't just stew in your anger or check your phone. Splash water on your face. Go for a fast walk. Do box breathing. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. Your only job is to get your heart rate down so your rational brain can come back online. That 20-minute mark is key. It's about how long it takes for those stress hormones like cortisol to start to recede. Now, if you're the one being silenced, I know your instinct is to push harder, to talk faster, to get louder, to follow them from room to room, to yell, "Why aren't you talking to me? Just say something, anything." This is the worst possible thing you can do. If they are flooded, reason 1, you're literally pouring gasoline on their internal fire. You're confirming to their primitive brain that the situation is unsafe and the threat is real. If they are stonewalling, reason 4, you are giving them exactly the reaction they want. You are losing control and they are winning. Instead, you have to do the hardest thing. You have to de-escalate. You have to break the script. Take a deep breath and say this: I can see that you're not able to talk about this right now. I'm going to take a break and I'll be in the other room. I want to solve this with you, so let me know when you're ready to talk. This takes away the pressure. It validates their state. I see you. And it gives them space to breathe. I know it feels like you're losing or letting them win. You're not. You're taking control of the only thing you can, your own reaction. You're breaking the toxic pursuer-distancer cycle. It's the only way to turn a shutdown into a real conversation. Silence in conflict is powerful. It's a message. And as we've seen, it can be a shield, a scar, or a sword. It can be a shield to protect a mind that is flooded and overloaded. It can be a scar from a childhood that taught you to be small and quiet. Or it can be a sword used to control and to punish. But it's almost always a sign that something is broken. Not in the person, but in the dynamic of the conversation. The way you communicate is not working. Understanding the why behind the silence is the first step. It gives you the empathy to see the flooded person, the compassion to understand the learned behavior, and the clarity to recognize the stonewaller. And from there, you can stop fighting the silence and start building a new, safer, and more honest way to talk to each other. This isn't just about ending an argument. It's an opportunity to create a new way of connecting. What's your experience with this? Are you the one who goes silent, or are you the one who tries to break through the silence? I'm genuinely curious, what's your story? And what bridge phrase do you think would work for you? Let everyone know in the comments below. Sharing your experience might just help someone else feel less alone in this.